start with the first question. So we have to write 3:25 p.m. in the 24-hour clock, right? In order to write 3:25 in 24-hour clock, what we need to do, we just need to add 12 with this, right? So it's going to be 15:25. So the answer is going to be 15:25. Next, work out the time 7 hours 36 minutes before 13:26. Okay, so we have to solve 7 hours 36 minutes before 13:26. So first what we can do, we can take away 7 hours from 13:26, so that's gonna be 6:26, right? After that, what we can do, we can take away 36 minutes from 6:26, so that's gonna be 5:50. Measure the length of line AB in millimeters. Okay, so we can use a scale over here. So let's say this is 0, so this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is gonna be 7.5. So the length is 7.5 centimeters, right? Now we have to answer in millimeters, right? Now how many millimeters are there in a centimeter? So we have 1 centimeter as 10 millimeters, right? So 7.5 centimeters is going to be 75 millimeters, right? Okay, next question, we have to consider AB as the diameter and we have to draw a circle over here, right? So to draw a circle, we need the center. Now in order to get the center, we need to draw a perpendicular bisector of AB so that we can get the center. So use your compass over here, open the compass more than half of the length of AB, draw an arc on both the sides. Okay, now same thing you have to do it with coordinate A. So draw the arc both the sides. Now wherever these arcs are intersecting, just join them. So this line is gonna be the perpendicular bisector of AB. So where these two lines intersect is called the center of the circle. Keeping that as the center and A and B as the passing point, we can draw the circle, right? The temperature on Monday was -7 degrees Celsius, right? So on Monday it is -7 degrees Celsius. Temperature on Tuesday was 5 degrees Celsius lower than on Monday. So if I want to calculate the temperature on Tuesday, so it's going to be -7 degrees Celsius -5 degrees, because on Tuesday it was 5 degrees Celsius lower than on Monday. So it's going to be -12 degrees Celsius, right? Now, coming back to the question, temperature on Wednesday was 8 degrees Celsius higher than on Tuesday. So if I want to calculate the temperature on Wednesday, so it's going to be -12 degrees Celsius plus 8 degrees Celsius. So that's gonna be -4 degrees Celsius. So answer is going to be -4 degree. Okay, next question. Kyra has a faulty thermometer. It always shows the temperature as 2 degrees Celsius higher than the actual temperature. The temperature on thermometer is T degrees Celsius. Write an expression in terms of T for the actual temperature. So now it always shows the temperature as 2 degrees Celsius higher than the actual temperature. So the temperature on thermometer is equal to the actual temperature plus 2 degrees Celsius, right? Now we have to find out what is the actual temperature. So this is given as T is equal to T actual plus 2 degree. So if I want to calculate the actual temperature, it's going to be T minus 2, right? Okay, fourth question. Work out the value of X over here. So 107 plus 124 plus X is going to give me 360 degree. Why? Because angles around a point add up to 360. So let's try to calculate that. So 107 plus 124 is going to give me 231 degrees plus X is equal to 360. So we need to take away 231 from 360. So X is going to be 360 minus 231. That's going to give me 129 degrees. So the answer is going to be 129 degrees, right? Okay, let's start with the fifth question. So it says that the diagram shows a fair 8-sided spinner. The numbers on the spinner are 3, 4, 4, 7, 7, 7, 8 and 9, right? Okay, the spinner is spun once. Write down the probability that the spinner lands on the number 7. So now what's probability? So probability is the number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes. So how many times 7 is coming over here? It's coming 3 times. So the probability is going to be 3 over 8. Second part, a number greater than 2. Now all numbers over here are greater than 2, right? So the probability is going to be 8 by 8 or 1, right? Okay, let's move on to the B part. The spinner is spun 160 times. Work out the expected number of times the spinner lands on the number 7. Now how do we calculate this? So expected number of times will be equal to probability multiplied by number of times the event is happening, right? So now what's the probability of getting the number 7? It's 3 by 8, right? How many times we are spinning over here? 160 times. So it's going to be 480 divided by 8. Hence the answer will be 60. That means if we are going to spin the spinner 160 times, so out of that 160 times, expectedly 60 times it's going to show you number 7, right? Next question. The month of July has 31 days. Calculate the number of seconds in the month of July. Okay, so for this, what we need to do, we need to calculate the number of seconds in the month of July, right? So one day has 24 hours, as we all know, right? Now 1 hour has 60 minutes. Okay, now 1 minute has 60 seconds, right? If I want to calculate how many seconds are there in one day, so in one day it's going to be 24 times 60 times 60. So it's going to be 86400. That means 86,400 seconds in one day. Now we have to calculate for 31 days. So what we can do, we can simply multiply 31 with 8640. Now if you solve this calculation in your calculator, you're going to get 2,678,400. So the answer will be 2,678,400 seconds, right? Next question. A cuboid has a length 3 cm, width 2 cm and height 1 cm. On the 1 cm square grid, we have to draw a net of the cuboid, right? So we have to draw a rectangular base with a length of 3 cm and width 2 cm. Now the height is given as 1 cm. So we are going to make rectangles with a length of 1 cm each, right? Okay, next question. Write down the reciprocal of 40. Now what do we mean by reciprocal? What do we mean by this term called reciprocal? So reciprocal means we have to write the multiplicative inverse of 40, right? Now what's multiplicative inverse? That what should be multiplied by 40 to give you 1. So the answer will be 1 by 40. So you can write 1 by 40, or you can also write this thing in decimals. So that's going to be 0.025, right? Okay, now we have to calculate the cube root of 40. Give your answer correct to 4 decimal places. So what's cube root of 40? We can do this in our calculator. So it is giving us, so cube root of 40. So there are two ways to write it. Either you can write it cube root of 40, or you can write it 40 to the power bracket 1 divide 3 in your calculator. Both will give you the same results. So the answer is going to be 3.41995189. Right? Now we have to round off correct to 4 decimal places. So 4 decimal places will be the place over here. So it's going to be 3.4200, right? Okay, write the number 40 in standard form. So now we have to write 40 in standard form. So it's going to be 4 times 10 to the power 1. Next, write down the gradient of the line y is equal to 2x minus 3. Now, how do we write the equation of a line? We write the equation of a line in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, right? Where m is gradient and c is the y-intercept. So m is coming 2 over here, so the answer will be 2. Complete the table values for y is equal to 2x minus 3. So when x is minus 2, what is the value of y? So y will be equal to 2 times minus 2 minus 3, which is going to be minus 4 minus 3. That's going to be minus 7, right? Okay. Now when x is 0, y will be, so 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 will give me minus 3, right? Okay. Now when x is 3, what is y? So 2 times 3 minus 3, 6 minus 3 is going to give me 3. So the answer will be 3. Now we have to draw the graph of y is equal to 2x minus 3. So we can use the same coordinates. So what we can do, at 3, the value is 3. So 3 comma 3, 0 comma minus 3, minus 2 comma minus 7. As you can see, we have already plotted the coordinates on the grid. Now what we can do, we can simply connect them to draw the graph of y is equal to 2x minus 3, right? Now point A has coordinate 6 comma 4 and point B has a coordinate 2 comma 7. Okay, so 6 comma 4, this is for coordinate A, and for B it's given as 2 comma 7. We have to write AB as a column vector. So let's say this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Now how do we write a column vector? We write a column vector in x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Now what is x? So this is going to be AB vector. Now x2 minus x1 will be 2 minus 6, y2 minus y1 will be 7 minus 4. So it's going to be minus 4 and 3. Hence the answer is going to be minus 4 and 3, right? Okay. Now the number of people swimming in a pool is recorded each day for 12 days, right? So this is the data given. We have to make a stem and leaf diagram for the same thing, right? So the key is that 1-3 represents 13 swimmers, right? So let's see which all number starts with 1. So 13, 15 and 18. So now what we are going to write, since it's 13, 15 and 18, we are going to write 3, 5 and 8 over here. Now starting with 2, so we have 21, 24, 28, 26. So what we are going to write over here, 1, 4, 6, 8. Now with 3, we have 36, 38, 38. So 6, 8, 8. With 4, we are left with 45 and 48. So we are going to write 5 and 8. Okay, B part says find the median number of swimmers, right? Now how do we calculate median? So median is what? N plus 1 by 2th term. Now what is n over here? N is the number of terms. So n is going to be 12, right? So 12 plus 1 by 2 is going to give me 6.5, right? Now we have to calculate the 6.5th observation, which is 6th observation plus 7th observation divided by 2. So this is going to be the median. 6th observation plus 7th observation divided by 2. Now 13, 15, 18. Now what is the 6th observation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be the 6th observation. This is going to be the 7th observation. So what we can do, 26 plus 28 divided by 2. So 54 divided by 2. That's going to give me 27. Hence the median number of swimmers will be 27. Okay. A bag contains red marbles, green marbles and blue marbles only. The ratio of the number of marbles of each color is given by red is to green is to blue. That's given as 12 is to 5 is to 2. There are 112 more red marbles than green marbles. That means the difference between the red marbles and green marbles is 112, right? We have to calculate the number of blue marbles. Okay. So let's say the total number of marbles is X. Total number of marbles is X. So red marbles will be 12 by 19 of x, and green marble will be 5 by 19 of x. Blue marble will be 2 by 19 of x, right? Now, as per the question, it says that the difference between the red marbles and green marbles is 112. We have to calculate the blue marbles. So 12 by 19x minus 5 by 19 of x is given as 112. So 12 by 19x minus 5 by 19x. So if I subtract it, we can write 7x by 19 equals 112. Now what we need to calculate? We need to calculate 2x by 19. So what we can do, we can calculate 1x by 19 by dividing 112 by 7, and then we can multiply 2. So 2x by 19 will be equal to 2 times 112 divided by 7. Now if we calculate it, we are going to get 32s. Hence the number of blue marbles will be 32, right? Okay, 13th one. Now 15 by 28 divided by 4 by 7. So in order to do the division between two fractions, so we convert the division sign into multiplication by taking the reciprocal of the fraction which is written on the right side. So it's going to be multiply 7 by 4. Now 7 times 4 gives me 28. So answer is going to be 15 by 16, right? Okay. The diagram shows a right angle triangle. Calculate the area. Now since it's a right angle, so what we can do, we can select this as the base and this as the height, right? Since it's a right angle triangle, so the formula for area is going to be half base times height. So half times it by 10.8 times it by 8.5. So if we try to calculate it with our calculator, it's gonna be 45.9 centimeter squared. So the answer will be 45.9, right? Okay, now we have to calculate the perimeter for this triangle. So what we can do, so let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. So the perimeter will be what? Perimeter will be AB plus BC plus AC, right? We do have the length of AB and BC given by the question, but we do not have the length of AC. So what we can use Pythagoras theorem to solve the length of AC. So AC squared will be equal to AB squared plus BC squared. So AC will be equal to what? Square root of AB squared plus BC squared. So AC will be square root of 10.8.5 squared plus 10.8 squared. Now 8.5 squared is gonna be, if we calculate it, 72.25, and 10.8 squared is gonna be 116.64. So if we add this, it's going to be 188.89. Now the square root of that will be 13.744. So perimeter will be AB plus BC plus AC. So 10.8 plus 8.5 plus 13.744. So now if we calculate it in our calculator, it's going to be 33.044 centimeter. So this is going to be the perimeter of the right angle triangle ABC, right? Okay. Okay, now let's do 15th one. Ria invests $30,000 at a rate of 2.5% per year compound interest. So now what we need to do, we need to first calculate 1 plus 2.5%. Now 2.5% in decimals is going to be 1 plus 0.025, right? So this is going to be 1.025, right? So the amount is going to be $30,000 times it by 1.025 to the power 7. Now if we calculate this, so this is going to be 35,660.57. Now If you read the question, it says give your answer correct to the nearest dollar. So now if we round off this thing to the nearest dollar, so it's going to be 35,661. Hence the answer is going to be 35,660. Okay, now next question. We have to simplify 5 times x to the power 0. Now anything to the power 0 is what? Is 1, right? So 5 times 1 is going to be 5. Hence the answer of this question is going to be 5. Okay, B part, 9 to the power 12 divided by 9 to the power w is going to give me 9 to the power 4, right? Okay, now as per the laws of exponents, when the base is same and we are dividing them, so we subtract the powers, right? So 12 minus w will be giving me 4. Now we can shift the w on the right side and 4 on the left side. So 12 minus 4 is going to be w. So w is going to be 8. Hence the answer of w is going to be, okay, 17th one. Now it's a right angle triangle with a right angle given at B. Okay, we have to calculate the length of AB and the angle C is given as 37 degrees, right? Now, so for 37 degrees, this is going to be opposite, this is going to be the adjacent, and this is going to be the hypotenuse, right? So what we can do over here, since the question is asking you about AB and it is giving you the hypotenuse, so we can use so over here. Out of so ka toa, we can use sine over here. So sine 37 is equal to AB over AC, right? Now AC is given as 4.6. So sine 37 will be equal to AB divided by 4.6. So we can say length of AB will be equal to 4.6 times it by sine 37. Let's try to calculate this in our calculator. So 4.6 times it by sine 37 is going to give me 2.76835. Now if we round off to 3 significant figures, the answer is going to be 2.77. Next question. Factorize 3x squared minus 12xy. Okay, so now 3x squared can be written as 3 times x times x. 12xy can be written as 3 times 4 times x times y. Now what we can take common, so we can take common 3 and x. So 3 over here and x over here, right? So we can take 3 and x common out of this. So 3x common. So we are left with x minus 4y. Hence it's going to be 3x bracket x minus 4y. Okay, now next one. We have to expand and simplify m minus 3 multiplied by m plus 2. Now in order to expand the brackets, what we can do, m will be getting multiplied with m plus 2, minus 3 will be getting multiplied with m plus 2. So m into m will be m squared, m into 2 will be 2m, minus 3 times m is gonna give me minus 3m, minus 3 times positive 2 is gonna give me negative 6. So 2m minus 3m will be minus m, so m squared minus m minus 6. So the answer is going to be m squared minus m minus 6, right? Next question. A car travels at a constant speed of 45 kilometers per hour for 5 minutes. Each wheel of the car has a radius 25 centimeters. Calculate the number of complete revolutions that the wheel makes during the 5 minutes. Okay. Now, radius is given as 25 centimeters, right? So, circumference will be equal to 2 pi r. So, 2 into pi into 25 is gonna give me 50 pi centimeters, right? Now, why are we calculating circumference over here? Because the distance traveled by the car in one revolution is exactly same as the circumference of the wheel, right? Okay, now since we have to calculate the number of complete revolution that the wheel makes during the 5 minutes, what we are given by the question, we are given with the speed, right? So 45 kilometers per hour. So what can we say? We can say in 1 hour car travels 45 kilometers, right? So basically I can say in 60 minutes the car travels 45 kilometers. That means in 1 minute, if we calculate, the car travels 45 by 60 kilometers. Now in 5 minutes, it's gonna be 45 divided by 60 times it by 5. That many kilometers. Now how much is that if we calculate this? So it's gonna result 3.75 kilometers, right? Now total distance traveled by the car will be equal to number of revolutions multiplied by the circumference. Okay, now first we need to calculate 3.75 kilometers in centimeters. So 3.75 kilometers in centimeters will be 375 375,000. Number of revolutions we need to calculate, let's say it's n. Circumference is given as 50 pi. Now number of revolutions will be equal to 375,000 divided by 50 pi. Now if you calculate this, so it's gonna result 2387.32. Now the question is asking about the number of complete revolutions, so it's gonna be 2387, right?